Couldn't get any of my games to work. We will play The Amazing Spider-Man on the PS Vita. But for now, let's do a reading of the Megalomaniacal Spider-Man. I will read the whole thing out to you. This is by Peter Bagg. I love this art. He looks like he's just defeated, doesn't he? He's just defeated. All right, here we go. So let's go ahead and zoom in, because I don't think this is on digital. Might be, but I don't think so. New York City, 1968. What if? Peter, what a surprise. I hope this isn't a bad time, Gwen. I just need to talk to someone. California dreaming. Right. Why, you look even more distraught than usual. Is your Aunt May sick again? No, not this time. My entire life has been turned upside down. It's all... How? Remember my telling you what a profound effect my Uncle Ben's death had on me? Yes, many times. I thought he was the salt of the earth. Because of him, I always try to be as good as a person as possible. I always felt so guilty over his death that I'm responsible somehow. Oh, Peter, that's silly. How could you possibly be responsible? I swear, you seem to feel guilty about everything. How can I tell that I am responsible? Or at least Spider-Man is. See The Amazing Fantasy number 15. I never had that issue anyway. The thing is, I was told he died fending off a burglar. Only I recently discovered that it wasn't a burglar at all. It turns out my uncle was a chronic gambler, and the man that killed him was sent to collect on a rather substantial debt. Oh dear. Only my uncle had no intention of paying that debt, so he pulled a gun on him. Unfortunately, the intruder got his shot off first. Oh, Peter, how awful. In fact, my uncle was involved in all sorts of shady dealings. He led a double life. And my Aunt May knew all along, too. She just didn't want me to know. So she created this image of him that never existed. You were so young, Peter. She did what she thought was best. She lied to me. Everything I believed in was based on a lie. My entire life is one big fat lie. Peter, stop. You're hurting me. Oh, God, I'm so sorry. I'm a monster. Youch, what a grip he has. My life is a joke. I might as well just kill myself. Oh, please, you're being way too hard on yourself. If you ask me, this is a blessing in disguise. How do you figure? Well, I think it's high time you stop viewing the world in such juvenile black and white terms, where everyone is either a good guy or a bad guy. But nothing. You need to get over yourself, Peter. Look around you. The entire country is going through the same crisis that you are. How do you mean? Why, your own leaders, our own leaders lied to us about Vietnam and about the Kennedy assassination. They told us what they thought we wanted to hear, just like your Aunt May did with you. And like you, we never bothered to ask any questions. We lied. We liked the lies we were told. Don't make waves, right? Things aren't always as they seem. Reality is what you make of it. Life is what you make of it. Live for yourself for a change, Peter. Live for myself. Do what you want to do. Yes, you could be so much... We could be so much happier. You could be so much happier. We both could be. If you'd only unwind a little. Let yourself go and live for the moment every now and then. That sounds nice. Why don't we go and relax and tell me what's really on your mind? In fact, why don't we, What? Get away from me, you vixen. I'm onto your game. What game? What are you talking about? Don't play dumb with me, sister. I wasn't born yesterday. First you seduce me with your feminine wills, and then you'll fill my softened head with all sorts of radical notions that you picked up from those protester types you hang out with on campus. Radical notions? Protester types? Peter, you're talking crazy. Crazy, eh? Well, I for one, am not going to sit around and watch while the country goes to the commie dogs. Who are you calling a commie? And you get down there this instant. Wait a minute. You're working for Mysterio now, aren't you? Or Dr. Octopus, perhaps. I should have suspected as much all along. I'm out of here. Oh my gosh, you've completely lost your mind, haven't you? Please, come back inside. I only want to help. He's gone. He is without a doubt the most mentally disturbed person I've ever met. Yet he's also as cute as the Dickens. Am I hopelessly attracted to him because he's such a mess? If so, I must be as crazy as he is. I hope he isn't gay. The amazing, convoluted, emotionally overwrought adventures of the Megalomaniacal Spider-Man the next day. Enjoy this day, Spider-Man, for it will be your last. Is that so? Well, at least I get to spend it with you, Mysterio, old boy. Why do I keep saying things like that? I really hope no one was listening. And the following day, no one makes a fool of Dr. Doom. You did a good enough job of that on your own, metalhead. Didn't I defeat this lunatic last week? What a revolving door our justice system has become. And the day after that, the hunter always gets his prey. Row. And you must get your wardrobe from Fredericks of Hollywood. This guy's got leopards with him. I don't get paid enough for this crap. I don't get paid at all. And the day after that, prepare to meet thy watery grave, O webbed one. I knew I should have brought my water wings. Why do I always subject myself to this? This is the police's job. I'm just getting in the way. And it's no wonder everybody hates me. And the next day, come catch me if you can, Spider-Man. Or Spider-Fink. Ha ha. Ta-ta. Oh, why do I always have to be it? I could be making out with Gwen right now, but instead I've spent the entire evening chasing a gremlin. What is wrong with me? Boom. Eat molten fists, Spider Chump. And the next day. Thanks, that was delicious. Who am I kidding? He just demolished my cheekbone. And I don't have health insurance. And so on. My new death ray will finish you once and for all, you arachno nuisance. Gwen's right. This good guy, bad guy stuff is juvenile. Being a superhero is a futile endeavor. I get nothing out of this other than insults and injury. If I had half a brain, I'd be looking out after number one. What? No snappy comeback? Oh well, no matter. Zzz. Yow! Yeah, ha ha. Take that, Spider-Man. You idiot, that hurt. What are you trying to do? Kill me? You're the idiot. You're supposed to duck. What happened to your so-called spider sense? Right now, my common sense is telling me to go see a doctor. A real one, that is. After that, I'm going to start a new hobby, like stamp collecting. What do you mean? You'll still be back tomorrow, won't you? What about us? There is no us. Go find yourself a new playmate. Or better yet, go get yourself a girlfriend. Get a life. No, this can't be. You can't quit on me now. Don't leave me. Ah, nobody loves me. I wish I were dead. Ah. Good grief. This is also unhealthy. That evening. Ouch, stings. That Dr. Octopus is going to kill someone with that death ray of his one of these days. I guess I don't need a doctor after all, but what about next time? I need to get a real job, one with a good medical plan. But I can't see doing a 4 to 5 or 9 to 5 for the rest of my life. That's a fate worse than death. This book, Gwen lent me, is really inspiring. It's all about people who survive and thrive on their own terms. If only I could pull off something like that. I don't want to wind up like my Aunt May, who's been a victim of fate her entire life. She's a well-meaning person and all, but where has that ever gotten her? This is Greg Skelton saying good night and God bless. Such a nice young man. That does it. From now on, I'm going to be master of my own destiny. No more of the selfless hero bunk. It's time for me. Peter, what's that racket? Manhattan, 1984, Midtown. Your Aunt May's on line 1, Peter, Mr. Parker. Spider-Man Incorporated. Again? What does that wrinkled old prune want from me now? I thought she'd be out of my hair for good once I set her up in that Florida condo. In fact, I thought she'd be dead by now. Tell her I'll call her back later. She only wants to wish you a happy birthday, Peter. That's Mr. Parker to you, Betty. Or should I call you Miss Brandt? That's what you feminist type want to be called, isn't it? Ms. And please remind my Aunt Biddy to never call me at work again. Yes, Mr. Parker. Actually, Mr. Parker, sir, has a nice, better ring to it. In fact, that's an air of dignity and respect that my position deserves. Or better yet, how about your excellency? Ha ha. I'm sorry, May. I know he's been impossible lately. Get Jameson in here, Ms. Brandt. I want to hear how my new title sounds coming out of that mealy mouth of his. Yes, sir. Oh, God, I wish he'd leave that poor old man alone. You rang, sir? Jameson, you're just the man I want to see. Get your sorry ass in here. Put out that cigar first, and roll down those sleeves. Sorry to keep you waiting, sir. I got here as fast as my tired old legs could carry me. Spare me the self-pity, Jameson. I want you to inform your entire department that from now on they are to address me as the CEO of this corporation as Your Excellency. Excuse me, sir, I don't... No, not sir, it's Your Excellency. Let me hear you say it. Your Excellency. God, how humiliating. Try it again, only louder. And bow this time. Your Excellency. Now kiss my feet. Ha, ha, ha. Excellent. Must I? Again? My back has been acting up lately, and no excuses, Triple J. You know the drill. Get on your knees. Now. Do you believe in karma, Jameson? because I don't know until now. I didn't know until now what that is. How does it feel to be treated like dirt for a change? The irony is just too delicious. That's it. Get it nice and wet. Oh, disgusting. Will that be all, sir? I mean, your ex? No, I have a bone to pick with you, JJ. What the hell is this? It's an editorial from yesterday's Bugle. I know that, numbskull, just as you must know that now I am fond of President Reagan. Reagan, yes. As does the Bugle. We back the president 100%. But we've always provided space for opposing points of view. Not anymore, we don't. Not with the kind of money the company is donating to his re-election campaign. And especially when he's a week away from presenting Spider-Man with the Medal of Freedom. But your fiancé is online too, sir. I'll take it in my office, Betty. But what, Jameson? I'll tell everyone about your new editorial policy right away, sir. Oops, I mean your excellency. That's the spirit. Who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks? Ha ha, I'll teach you, you arrogant so-so. So-and-so. By the way, Betty, if anyone ever refers to me as your excellency, act like you don't know what they're talking about. Let's let them think old Jameson's losing his mind. Yes, sir. Whatever you say, you big bastard. What did you want now, Gwen? That's a fine how do you do. I just called to wish you a happy birthday is all. That's nice. What else? Nothing else, you big dope. Well, there is one thing. I knew it. A friend of mine who works for UNICEF wants to know if Spider-Man would take part in a fundraiser. UNICEF, are you out of your mind? You know how I feel about the UN. But Peter, can't you just ask Spider-Man if he'll do it, please? After all, it's for the children. Spider-Man is already committed to a public appearance next week. I don't want him to be overexposed. But he hasn't made a public appearance in months. What else does that bozo have to do all day since he's retired from crime fighting? Bozo? Spider-Man is an American icon. He's done more for this country than anyone else I know. He doesn't owe anyone a thing, including me. Do you understand? Okay, forget I asked anything. Forget I said it. Though sometimes I think you care more about Spider-Man than you about me. Gwen, wait, Psh. I wonder if Peter and Spider-Man are lovers. The next day at the Parker estate. Look at me, I'm fat. I can't be seen with the president looking like this. And no one's going to accept me as Spider-Man anymore. The jig is up. I don't know. I should have spent time working out and less time eating microwavable burritos. But now how can I find the time to work out when I'm running a major corporation? This upcoming weekend is a disaster waiting to happen. I could hire someone to pose as Spider-Man, but who? Who could I trust? Meanwhile, I can't believe that punk Parker is making me hand deliver his dry cleaning. He could have an office boy run his errands for him, but no. Office boys have more important things to do, he says. How many more indignities can he heap on me? What did I ever do to him to deserve this kind of treatment? Okay, so I was never a nice guy, but I wasn't that bad either. And Parker's become a bigger pain in my rear than Spider-Man ever was. Serves me right for being so greedy. Well, I was doing fine, but I stood a chance of making even more money by going public. Just leaving the Bugle vulnerable to a hostile takeover by Spider-Man Incorporated and its hotshot CEO, Peter Parker. If I had any balls to quit, well, but with the company doing as well as it is, I don't want to cash in my stock options just yet. Plus, you never know when Parker might slip up, and I want to be there when he does. No one's answering. I should just dump his rags right here on the lawn, but I'd catch hell if I did. I haven't got all day. Come on, Parker, open up. Maybe I should try the servant's entrance. Oh, hold on. We're almost there. There's an answering message on my answering machine. I bet it's that boob Jameson asking for directions for the umpteenth time. Peter, it's Gwen. Oh, she probably wants me to give me a hard time about yesterday. About yesterday, I knew it. That was the last straw for me, the final straw. I just can't take it anymore. We probably should have done this years ago, but I think it's time we went our separate ways. Is she dumping me? Call me if you're willing to talk reasonably about this. Otherwise, well, please don't bother. She is dumping me. I can't believe it. Who does she think she is? I'm Spider-Man, damn it. Nobody dumps Spider-Man. Great Caesar's ghost. Aha! So you're Spider-Man, huh? I should have figured as much all along. But Jameson? I'll teach you to spy on me, you. Or what are you going to do, Parker? Smash me to a biter pulp? Go ahead. Put me out of my misery. My only regret will be not seeing how you're going to explain my debt to the police. Ha ha. Ugh. That's right, Parker. Or should I say Your Excellency? Looks like I'm the one holding the cards now. Unless your stockholders won't care that Spider-Man is some out-of-shape phony that he is. Oh my God. No, don't worry, kiddo. I won't spill the beans. I've got a stake in this too, little myth of yours as well. Only you better get used to delivering my dry clean from now on. Heh heh. Some superhero you are. You're the real Spider-Man, so what? To me, you were nothing but a punk, and you're still a punk. A punk and a fraud. You're right. I am a fraud. I quit. Huh? What do you mean you quit? I can't go on with this charade a moment longer. It's about time the world knew what a big nothing I was. In fact, it'll be a relief. No! You can't quit. The corporation will crumble if you do. We'll be ruined. Look at me, Jameson. I'm a mess. I can't accept the Medal of Freedom looking like this. Let's face it, I'm through as Spider-Man. I see your point. That's no problem. All we have to do is find someone to take your place. It is a problem, but since we can't risk anyone knowing that the guy in the Spider-Man suit isn't really Spider-Man. And whoever we hire is sure to spill the beans eventually. True. If only there was somebody we could trust to keep his mouth shut. He doesn't even have to be in top shape, just as long as his gut isn't as big as mine. Hey, I know the perfect candidate. Really, who? Heh heh. And so, say I don't look half bad in this getup. I'd look better in it than you did anyway. Ha ha. Hardy har har. Now, hold still while I make these alterations. Look out, evildoers. Here comes Spider-Man. Yeehaw. Wait. Easy, you're going to bust the seams. You know, Parker, I was always a bit envious of Spider-Man. I secretly wished I was Spider-Man. I guess that's why I always hated him so much. You don't say. Who says dreams can't come true? Okay, you're going to probably expect to do a trick or two, so I better show you how this webbing apparatus works. Oh boy, the webbing. Chicks dig the webbing. Now, there's a small trigger that rests at the base of your palm. Then what? Then you squeeze it ever so gently with your middle finger, like this. Oops, sorry, I guess I got a little overexcited. Later that week, on behalf of the people of the United States, I bestow upon you your nation's highest honor. Yay, wow, this is great. In recognition of sacrifices above and beyond the call of duty. Who would have ever thought that I, J. Jonas Jameson, would be receiving a medal from the president? And so what if I don't deserve it? I'm loving every minute of this jazz. Look out, Mr. President! There's a gunman on the roof! How did he get up there? Who knows? Who cares? Somebody do something! Thank goodness Spider-Man is here! Save the president, Spider-Man! Oh, hold on. We're fast-forwarding through time. Oh, here we go. That might be Miles Morales. I don't know if that's Miles or not. It might be Miles Morales, but obviously not. Somewhere in Queens, New York, 15 years later. Man, what a dump. This can't be the right address. Oh, well, here goes nothing. Hi. P.U., how can people live like this? Yes? Oh, hello. I'm Trey Robertson. Oh, that's Trey Robertson. Sorry, not Miles Morales. A reporter for the Bugle.com. I'm looking for a Mr. Peter Parker. Psh. Oh well, they warned me that I'd be wasting my time. What exactly is the Bugle.com? And so, seeing as how this is the 15th anniversary of the death of Spider-Man, my editors thought it'd be a good idea to run a feature. Hasn't this guy ever heard of Starbucks? Right, just like they did on the 5th and 10th anniversaries. Thanks. The hero who died a hero's death, etc. Here, have a warm-up. And so now you're here to ask me the same old questions like, did you know that Jameson was Spider-Man all along? Well, didn't you at least suspect? No, not really. And do you have any idea who the gunman was or why he's never been found? For the 1,000th time, no. Put that damn thing away. Oh, sorry. I refuse to indulge in any wild conspiracy theories. You journalists do enough of that on your own. And ask me something new, why don't you? Okay, how has Spider-Man's death affected your life? Huh? Well, that's a new one. Well, I used to be the chairman of a major corporation. I was loaded. Whereas now, well, take a look around you. But resigning from a major corporation doesn't necessarily leave one destitute. Quite the opposite, in fact. Rumor has it that you donated most of your fortune to some foundation. Yes. You know, I used to be young and idealistic just like you. You're changing the subject. Oh, this must be the speech that they warned me about. The speech. I used to believe in heroes and villains, waging a war between good and evil. Who said anything about, wait a minute, you no longer believe in good and evil? Oh, I do, now more than ever. Only evil isn't always conveniently dressed in a purple and green costume. In fact, sometimes evil looks a lot like the person you see in the mirror. Right. You know that old saying, the road to hell is paved with good intentions? I used to have no idea what that meant, but now I know what it means all too well. Here, take this. It explains what I'm talking about in much clearer detail. It's my life's work, a manifesto of sorts. Good grief. And read up on some Ayn Rand if you haven't already. Hopefully you won't misinterpret her like I once did. But what about the interview? This doesn't make a stitch of sense. And it goes on forever. This Parker guy's a lunatic. Ah, screw it. I'm not going to waste my time reading this crap. Meanwhile, what was that? Who was that, dear? Oh, just some pesky reporter. I sent him on his merry way. Another one? Why can't they give all the Spider-Man stuff a rest? Beats me, Gwen. People need their heroes, I guess. Not just me. I just want my Petey. I mean, I can't imagine if you continued down that road. We probably wouldn't be together right now. You're probably right. I'm always right. Hey, what are you doing out there? Get in here now. I'll be there in just a minute. Ta-da! Ha! Get a load of you. God, that outfit is so gay. Though I must admit that it always brings out the animal in you. Come here, tiger. Growl. A tip to the pen to Steve Ditko, Peter Bag. And that's the end of the story. That was the Megalomaniacal Spider-Man.